family's all Democrat, all this and that. I mean, I haven't been big into politics, but I have served and know what the other side looks like. And I know no politician gives a shit about us. No one. That they're all about the money. They take their money before helping anything. But one thing that Donald Trump has done, and I might be biased just for this point, that he has covered all of what he said he was going to do for me personally as a veteran, and then amongst others. Um, he did show his loyalty to the military, and that's a big up for
He
me because
made you guys break your oath.
what's that?
The oath says you have to uphold and defend the Constitution against any foreign and domestic enemies, right? Trump is a domestic enemy to the Constitution by you
How is he
supporting
a
and
domestic
defending it.
enemy?
Because he's violated the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, 10th Amendment, 14th Amendment. He's considering violating the 22nd and 25th Amendment. He's
Well,
violated
no,
the
but you
Elections Clause, the Declare War Clause, the Taxation Clause, Appropriations Clause. Did I say the Take Care Clause?
well, can you
He
give
called for the
examples of what you're
termination of the
talking about?
entire Constitution in December of 2022.
He what?
He called for
Sorry,
the
I talk.
termination of the entire Constitution in December of 2022.
I don't know how accurate that would be, but like I
Do you
said,
want me to read what he said?
like I said, there was plenty that he showed, and I'm just going off of because I mean, I'm not like a Trumper, what you would say. I mean, I voted for the guy, but as a citizen, the man can kick rocks, eat shit all he wants, whatever. But what I voted to hire them to do for us, I'm pretty satisfied for that. And
Okay, what did you vote him in to do?
well,
No
basically what
new
he's doing
wars,
right
no
now,
new wars, better economy, no inflation, ending the Russian-Ukraine war, mass deportations, those five things. None of those have
keeping
happened.
our closing our borders.
Biden better had better border security in 2024 compared to 2025 under Trump. Biden
No,
had better border
that sounds
security.
delusional, man.
Okay,
No,
we can
man.
agree border security is reliant upon three things: apprehensions, deportations, and encounters. Do you agree?
Yeah, yep.
Biden had more apprehensions, deportations, and encounters in 2024 compared to 2025 under Trump. Therefore, Biden had better border security in 2024 compared to Trump in 2025.
But why do you open them then? Why do you making
Biden
it? Why?
didn't open the border. If you told me, if you're saying he opened the border, how? What's the what policy? What open border policy?
Well, look it up since you're looking things up. That it shows that he has let. Oh, I guess he hasn't had let. I guess we've flown in and under his leadership, and I guess when he was sleeping, we got a lot of that stuff in. We really didn't have any say in that. We, as mean, I have friends that were in, working in Southern Cal and then
The
Arizona
point
and
is,
then
Trump didn't do
Texas.
this.
What's
Biden
that?
didn't. Biden didn't. Quote unquote open the border. There's no open border policy that Biden did.
Okay, so how would you say all these immigrants and all that came in? How did they get in?
Because undocumented entry is always going to happen. It's just because of the fact that Title 42 and all the backlog that happened made it difficult for everything to happen when Biden and Harris try to fix the issue due to the backlog to make the process quicker and more efficient to help it out. They were about to pass a bipartisan border bill to help this, to prevent this from happening, but Donald Trump said absolutely not. The Republicans voted against this, and the Republicans voted against it for Donald Trump.
Hmm.
Also, this is what Trump said. Do you throw the presidential election result of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner, or do you have a new election? A massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. That's him calling for the termination of the Constitution.
Okay,
You, as a veteran, you took an oath
where'd
to
you
defend and
find this?
uphold the
I'll look it up.
Constitution. Truth Social, December 22.
December of 22.
December of 2022. You can search up Truth Social. Donald Trump calls for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. You shouldn't support this man. Horrible. He hasn't kept any of his promises. It was a better economy, better migration system under Biden. Biden did amazing policy under his term. Trump has
So did
not
you
done
thrive
anything.
during the pandemic or whatever he calls it,
Yeah,
the COVID
pandemic.
hoax.
No, pandemic. Everyone suffered during the pandemic, but we're comparing 2024 to 2025. Under 2024, the economy was booming. The economy was doing better than it was in
Oh,
2025.
you can't call 2024 Biden's. He was not coherent enough to
He was
even be
president.
running anything.
He was. If you're
Somebody
saying Biden
somebody
was
else.
incoherent, Trump isn't coherent either.
How? You see Trump all over the news doing this and that, and
He
everything that
said
he
he drinks
can.
Diet Coke because he thinks since it kills grass, it kills cancer.
Now, see, you're cherry picking now, and you're just picking little things that
He said we
you
should nuke
think you can benefit.
hurricanes.
You what?
He said we should nuke hurricanes.
Yeah. If he really did
He
say
said we
that,
should
I don't
inject
remember
with
him saying
bleach to
anything
fight
like
COVID
that.
19.
See, now you're going off of everything that I'm pretty sure I heard all of this shit on CNN and MSNBC. So you're just quoting things that like Rachel Maddow said or the
No,
other
these are Trump's own words. There are clips of Trump saying
delusional.
this.
Hmm. Well, anyway, you asked why I support him. Going off solely with the veterans.
But he
Uh,
violated the Constitution. He's a domestic enemy to the Constitution. Therefore, you
do
shouldn't
you
support him.
realize everything that you say? If it's that much of a treason, why isn't the man in prison? Why didn't anybody throw him in prison for this? If he violated
Actually,
that
they tried.
many,
They tried to
yeah, because there's
investigate
no
it,
evidence.
but then Donald Trump won the election again, and then they shut it down. The person who was investigating J6, right, that
Yeah.
happened. The person that was investigating, as soon as Trump won again, he shut that shit down immediately. Because that's what he
Well,
does. He prevents anything. That's why he pardoned violent criminals who assaulted police officers, right? Domestic terrorists. That's why he pardoned the ex-president of Honduras that trafficked sea drug into our country, right? And then saying he cares about sea drug coming into our country, right?
no. See, everything you say, no one's above the law. So if he
But
was
Trump
really
is, right?
doing
No
all
one but
this,
Trump.
no. See, now that's you just cherry picking, bro. Now,
If
if
he
he
isn't
was
above the law,
really,
why isn't he being held accountable for violating the
if yeah, that's
Constitution,
what I'm
amendments,
saying.
and
If he
articles?
was really, breaking all these, like I said, I'm not a Trumper.
You
I
are.
voted
As
for
much
him
as you say you're
because
not, you are.
Well, either way,
You can tell
you're
yourself you're not
actually
to make yourself feel
you're
better, but
actually
you are.
making me more and more because it sounds like you're just making all this stuff up. Because if it's
Everything I
something
said
that's
has
that
been true,
bad,
and I can give you a source for everything I've said.
well, that's fine. But then why isn't he in prison? He can't just make up shit on his own and keep himself free. Why isn't
Presidential
anybody? Why
immunity.
isn't Why isn't anybody arresting him? I
Presidential
thought
immunity.
presidential immunity didn't fall under
They
what he
argued for
was.
presidential immunity on J6.
Well, either way, all that stuff. If it was that bad, then somebody would have been pushing to get him in prison. And
Same with like the 34 felonies. He's not in prison. Still a 34 count felon. Why presidential immunity? They didn't want to arrest a sitting president.
see, technically that was like two felonies, but
It's
repeated like
34.
32 times in different ways of forms of saying it.
No,
You
it's
can't
because it happened 34 different times. Payments. These were payments, right? Each
the
one was a
logs or
felony because
whatever
each
book
payment was a
logs.
misclassification of a document in order to conceal another crime, right? So there's 34 felonies.
Uh, well, like I'm saying that
But he's not in
there
jail,
was just
therefore he
no
didn't do those under
evidence.
your review, right?
There really
What
is
about
no
all the other?
evidence.
What about hold on? What about the millions? Not millions. What about the many individuals?
Let's say millions, since we're just having a good time saying stuff.
Sure, I
Millions of
mean,
what?
I haven't looked at the direct studies, but I was going to reference like rape. So according to Rain.org,
Uh-huh.
98% of rapists don't get held accountable, right? So because they don't go to prison or because they don't get held accountable, those 98%,
Now be careful, man. Remember,
therefore,
you're reaching. You're reaching now, because all
according to
this stuff. I
Rain.org.
mean, he's called this and that and
I'm
everything,
not
but
saying
there's
Trump's a
no.
rapist. Hold on. I'm saying under your worldview, because they weren't held accountable, therefore they're not rapists. Yes?
What do you mean? Yes, they're
Yes
in.
or
They
no?
were. Are you talking about when they're carcinated,
No.
incarcerated?
98% of rapists, people who commit the crime of rape, don't get held accountable, don't go to prison. Therefore, under your worldview, since they didn't go to prison or get held accountable, they didn't commit the crime.
No,
Because you
because
said
no
Trump
one.
didn't commit the.
If there's no one there that would back it up or even bring it to light, so the women didn't bring it to light.
So you're saying the women didn't
The
get raped?
the women that came up and said that Trump raped them. Didn't
No, we're
they
not
just get
talking
torn?
about Trump. I know we're gonna talk about the
Well,
rape
you're
case
you're
after.
bringing it up because
Yes,
are
we're
you
talking.
talking about Stormy Daniels?
You said no. You said the fact that Donald Trump did not commit any crime because he didn't go to prison. Okay,
No, there's no
98% of
proof.
there is
There's no proof
proof.
of it.
There is proof. He
Well, no,
violated the
he'd be
14th
in
Amendment
prison
via
then.
Executive Order 14160, I think. Executive
Okay,
order
then he
that
should
attempts to
be in
ban
prison.
birthright
If that's
citizenship.
true, Jeremiah, I understand what you're saying.
Well, you're
If that
saying
was
if
true, though,
that's
why
true, he
isn't
should
he
be
in
in
prison?
prison. You're
That's
saying it's
right.
not true because he's not in prison, right?
No, it's not true because there's no proof showing that he did that.
He
If
literally
you guys
violated the
believe,
14th Amendment via the executive order that he passed unconstitutional to try to ban birthright citizenship.
yeah, he was put under fire for a lot of things and lack
Because
of
he
evidence.
violated the 14th Amendment and the Second Amendment, the
But
unconstitutional
he
bump
was
stock bans in
under
his first term.
he was under gag order in New York and still won
And
because
he
there was
still
no proof.
violated
There
those
was
gag
no
orders. Great.
evidence.
He violated the gag orders as well.
And there was no because there's no proof, they can't convict. So was he ever convicted is what I'm saying because there's no proof.
Let's talk about
No
what he
evidence.
was convicted. He was convicted on 34 felonies. He was held liable of forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina with his fingers without her consent. That's what he was held liable and convicted for. Why don't you believe it?
And this was when he was president, you're saying?
He was held liable, I believe, in 2023 for raping Eugene Carroll, as well as the felonies, 2023, something like that. So he was not president. He was he had won the nomination for the presidential nomination in 2024.
Hmm.
So why don't you believe that he raped Eugene Carroll? Because that's what a civil court determined. Civil court determined that he raped Eugene Carroll. Why don't you believe it?
Well, I'm gonna have to look that up because if he did rape her, then yeah, he should be in prison. You know, but
But he's
like I
not, and he
said,
did.
that's what I'm saying, Jeremiah. I get what you're fighting for, brother. I do, and I'm not hating you on anything. I like to have this back and forth conversation with you, but I'm just saying, I just can't wrap my head around something that if it was true, why didn't anybody or why isn't he convicted? Is what I'm saying, and what
Many
my
people
personal
aren't
experience is
convicted of their crimes. Like I said,
lack of evidence.
98% of people aren't convicted for rape.
Well, if it was brought up to where it'd be like an incarceration type thing, there is DNA clause. I mean, up until 1980,
It
I
was a
guess
civil court.
81.
There was unidentified male DNA on the dress that she had presented. It was a civil court. They couldn't force Trump to give his DNA. Trump refused. Is that what an innocent man would do? If I was accused of rape, it was in a civil court, and it was an option for me to give my DNA, and they said it was unidentified male DNA. I would give my DNA to prove my innocence if I know I'm
But
innocent.
you'd push back, Jeremiah.
I would no.
If
I
let's
would
say
give
I
my
was a
DNA.
prosecutor,
No, if it's either give your DNA to prove your innocence and then you'll be found innocent, or
no,
don't
because
give your
that's
DNA and you'll
violating
be
your
found
rights,
guilty.
bro. If I came up to you and said Jeremiah
But
so
that's
and
why
so
it's a
said you were hanging
choice.
out with her, but we found DNA, we may think it might be yours. Can I get swab your cheek or anything like
I would
that?
absolutely say yes.
You would not.
Yes, I would. What? I absolutely would. If I'm
I
being
mean, in
accused of rape in a court and they
with
say
this,
present your DNA, I'm
well, yeah,
going to
with
give them my DNA.
haven't you
Absolutely.
watched on the Netflix that How to Make a Murderer? I don't trust anybody. Even if
I,
I'm innocent or not, I would not give up my
you're
shit
basing
for.
it on a show. What are we
No, I'm basing
doing?
it on real life, bud. That was, I mean, the government. Do you trust the government? I don't. I don't care who I voted for. I
Because
don't trust
Republicans,
the
the
government.
government right now is evil. Republicans are evil. That's why you don't trust them.
The past 20 years, the government's been evil.
Democrats aren't evil.
How?
How?
Yeah. What they do for you?
They created the ACA. They created all the social safety nets. Liberals created social safety nets that benefit millions of people. Is that evil? No, that's not evil.
Social safety nets. What are you talking about?
The
Like
ACA, the Obamacare, they created that. Liberals created that. Democrats created
that
that. That's not evil.
destroyed
That
healthcare,
benefits
bud.
millions of people.
That said, if you don't have health care, you're gonna get fined. But illegal immigrants that come to the country can get it for free.
Undocumented
That's
immigrants
like
cannot get federal health care. No, they can't.
hardworking guys like me had to pay for that, bud.
You shouldn't have to. And Democrats are pushing for health care for all. Progressives are
Bro,
pushing for free
I
health
had good
care.
health care with my job, and when the ACA came in, the Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, that that messed everything up. I mean, my
That's why we're pushing for
my
progressive
premiums went
policy.
very, very high.
We're pushing for progressive policy like
And I do
free healthcare
agree.
for all. But
Yeah, and I
can
do
we go
agree
back? You
that
said
Trump.
undocumented immigrants get healthcare. No, they don't. They don't get federal healthcare. Only emergency room visits, which isn't healthcare. I'm talking about preventative healthcare.
Well, either way, I do agree that Trump hasn't really done much to rebuttal or go against the Obamacare. He hasn't really presented a good what he's going to do for healthcare for the people. You know,
Concepts of a plan.
yeah, exactly.
Concepts. Two
He,
years
he,
later, he's been in office for how many years?
I
Close to
know.
what,
I
6?
agree with you
And
on
it's
that.
still concepts of a plan.
I would like to see more push on that. That's for sure.
How about you'd like to see him get pushed out of office?
What's that?
How about you'd like to see him get pushed out of office?
Why, bud? Just
Uphold your
let the
oath.
man cook, bud. Let me. His first term.
He's gonna cook down the White House. That's
That
what he's
boy
gonna
was
do.
in the
Quite literally, he
courtroom.
is destroying the White House. The East Wing destroyed. UFC
Man,
that destroyed
Obama
the White
put
House
that
lawn.
basketball court or whatever in there. That was around the same amount of money, bud. We both paid for that stuff.
We're
If
not.
you work,
Did
I'm not saying
Obama
that you
do
don't.
what? Did Obama do demolitions?
What?
Did
He
Obama
had
do any
none, but that's
demolitions?
still the same. I mean, it still costed him money to do
We're not
stuff.
talking about the cost of money. We're talking about the
You don't.
demolitions that are
You don't
happening in
have to
the East
demo.
Wing.
You don't have to do any
Obama didn't.
demolitions to cost us money
Obama didn't and do destroy the East Wing. Trump did.
for that ballroom.
Yes, unnecessary, by the way.
Why? The White House needed improvement. I'll do that. Well, we're going to be entertaining foreign because we're a big foreign policy country. I mean, why not
Well,
have a
don't even
place
get me
for them?
started on foreign policy. He sucks at that one too.
Oh, damn, Jeremiah! I hate to hear what you have to say on that one. No, man, I like this conversation, bro. But at the at the end of the
Consider what I
day,
said, though. You took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. Look into his violation of the Constitution. Look into it for yourself.
I've been
Even if he's not
Jeremiah.
in prison, or even if he's not held accountable,
I've
it's
been
he
a
still could have
civilian
done it.
since 2006, though. So I mean, the VA has been fucking us for I don't know how long, and I can just go off of personal experience that in the
But Trump has
past.
done nothing either.
Well, he's definitely redirected some stuff to where it's now easier to get paperwork going. It's easier to get the claims for us, like a eval of our percentage for our benefits and stuff like that. So and I got a $1,700 check a few months ago for no reason. Yeah, even though that doesn't matter. But I mean, just saying.
Was because of the government shutdown? No.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. But either way, hey, that was a cool
Well,
thing to get like out of nowhere. But
no, it's because they didn't get paid for a couple weeks.
yeah, but like I said, I've been out of resource since
Oh yeah,
'06.
yeah. I forgot you mentioned that. Anyways, I appreciate you coming up here. Doesn't look like the conversation's gonna go any further. Appreciate.